What's going on, guys? I want to quickly talk about the NFL trade deadline that just passed us on the 5th and talk about some of the trades that went down and what my initial thoughts are in the moment. All right, first, let's get started with the Ravens picking up Tre'Davious White and a 2027 7th-round pick in exchange for the Rams getting a 2026 7th-round pick. So the Ravens are taking a gamble on Tre'Davious White. Tre'Davious White is a corner who was once one of the NFL's best. He was a 2-time Pro Bowler and an All-Pro in 2019 after leading the league with 6 interceptions. But unfortunately, injuries have derailed his career a bit, and he has not been the same player since his injury. The Ravens are hoping that with the right environment and the change of scenery, White can regain some of his previous form and help improve their pass defense, which is ranked 32nd in the NFL, dead last. In my opinion, this should make sense for both teams, as it gives the Rams value for a player who most likely isn't going to be on their team too far in the future, and it helps add some hopefulness for the Ravens' defense. All right, next, we've got the Commanders picking up Marshon Lattimore in exchange for a 2025 3rd-round pick, 2025 4th-round pick, and a 2025 6th-round pick. Marshon Lattimore is an absolute beast at corner, and he's a 4-time Pro Bowler, and he joined the Commanders' secondary to give them a significant boost on the defensive side of the ball. Lattimore is known for his physical style of play and shutdown coverage, and is a top corner when healthy. But the question is, can he stay healthy? Injuries have limited him in recent years, and he hasn't played a full season since 2018. The Commanders are looking to add his presence on defense, and Lattimore, with 3 years left on his contract, will be a cornerstone for their secondary moving forward. And on the other hand, the Saints, who are off to a disappointing 2-7 start, are retooling and looking ahead to the future, which is why they have decided to trade Lattimore for picks that could help them rebuild under their new leadership. In my opinion, the trade makes sense for both sides. The Commanders are getting a proven cornerback in Lattimore, and the Saints are getting tools to rebuild going forward. I also feel like they were able to get a very good package for Lattimore. Now I want to highlight 2 trades that the Chiefs have made, first being the DeAndre Hopkins for a conditional 2025 5th-round pick. The Chiefs have been dealing with injuries all year, especially at the wide receiver position, and with Rashee Rice out for the rest of the season as well as Hollywood Brown, DeAndre Hopkins offers an immediate solution. Hopkins, despite a somewhat underwhelming stint with the Titans, is still one of the most talented wide receivers in the league, and his ability to make spectacular catches will be a huge asset for Mahomes. Hopkins, through 1 game with the Chiefs, has already shown us he still has a lot left in the tank, scoring 2 touchdowns in his first game at Arrowhead. The Titans, who are looking to rebuild, get a draft pick in return, and this trade makes sense as they move forward with a younger roster. And the second Chief move I want to talk about is Josh Uche for a 2026 6th-round pick. The Chiefs are picking up Josh Uche and bolstering their pass rush with a former 2nd-round pick who has flash potential but hasn't yet been a consistent force. Kansas City has been very good at generating pressure, but has struggled to turn that into sacks, which is why Uche's arrival is important. He's a high upside player who can provide the Chiefs with an immediate boost, helping them get even more dangerous on defense, which has been a strong suit this season. For the Patriots, with their season at 2-7, the trade makes sense as they begin to focus more on rebuilding with younger players and draft picks, especially as they look to build around Drake May. For the Chiefs, this also takes some pressure off Chris Jones, giving him another reliable pass rusher to pair alongside him and get some pressure off him so maybe he won't face as many double teams. Lastly, I want to talk about the Ravens getting Deontay Johnson and a 2025 6th-round pick in exchange for a 2025 5th-round pick. The Ravens are giving Lamar Jackson another weapon in receiver Deontay Johnson, who has been the Panthers' leading receiver this season. Johnson gives good, strong route running and dependable hands, and gives the Ravens even more depth at the position. I feel like this trade makes sense for both teams, as the Ravens are getting another big-time playmaker for Lamar Jackson to pair alongside Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers, and Isaiah Likely. And this trade also makes sense for the Panthers, as they are now in a full rebuild mode, and they make this trade to gain a draft pick rather than letting Johnson walk in free agency next year for nothing. It's a smart move for the Panthers as they continue to shape for their future, hopefully led by Bryce Young.